Hey guys, it's Benedictines the vegan. This used to be our farm. In fact, it is our farm. Is that we haven't planted anything in a while. There's mangoes. There's mangoes. At least I think we'll come this side and chill in December. There's going to be mangoes. Just chill. I love it this side. You know, one of the biggest causes of suffering is caring. In fact, this might be the only reason why most of y'all are suffering. I mean, other than the fact that you were born into a world that you didn't ask to be born into. But other than that, one of the biggest causes of suffering is the fact that you care. Some of y'all care too much, You don't realize that life is actually way too meaningless for you to care. It's like a dream. Imagine if you were in a dream and you cared too much about the bullshit that be happening in a dream. If someone that you love dies in your dream, you care, you cry. You even have a heart attack. I think it's actually possible to have a heart attack when you're dreaming. And then think about it. If you are having a dream where you're being chased by monsters that really scare you, it's very possible to, have a heart attack in real life and just wake up dead. I think that's how people wake up dead. If you are not being abused physically, if you are not sick, maybe the only reason why you are actually suffering is that you care. I was talking to this other guy from the US. He's black. He was telling me that his boss, who is white, calls him nigger behind his back. He says that most of the people that he worked with are actually white. And his boss calls him nigger behind his back. And some of these people tell him that, this guy is racist. Our boss is racist. Sometimes he calls you nigger. And he told me that makes him stress. I was like, I know that I'm South African, but really, why do you care if this nigger calls you nigger? Why? Why do you gotta stress about that? Why does it matter that this nigger calls you nigger? Ask yourself that question. I understand that it is hard to not care because you've been programmed to care since you were a little kid. You've been programmed to care about things that really do not matter, things that are not even a problem. You find yourself caring about these things, and that causes you to stress. Sometimes people even get depressed because they feel like someone that they work with does not like them. I mean, his boss is not really like doing anything. He's just calling him nigger because maybe he's a racist, or maybe he's just like calling black people niggers. Who knows? But it's not like he's doing anything to make his life hard. He just calls him nigger. So I asked him, why do you feel like it's a big deal? And he told me, the problem is our history as black people, all the things that we've been through. White people abused us a lot, and they shouldn't call us niggas. And I'm like, it really doesn't matter. It's not a problem. Maybe the dude is retarded. You don't know. Like, it's really not a problem. I remember this other day, I was going to the AC's Got Talent show. They used to, have an AC Got Talent show. Like, and they have UK's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, so yeah, Canada's Got Talent. They also had South Africa Got Talent. So yeah, I was going to that show. I think the year was 2015. So I went to this white neighborhood because that's where they were hosting the show. I'd never been there before. I see this white lady. She was we were coming across each other like this. She was with her kids. Saw this white lady. I was on the other side of the road, so I decided to go to her side of the road because I wanted to ask her where the venue was. When I went to the other side of the road, she did this, try to protect the kids. And I moved back a little because I actually wanted to ask her where the venue is, but, she felt like I was trying to rob her. And she had very good reasons to actually think that I was trying to rob her because I'm black and, we do rob white people. I don't rob white people, but I mean, yeah, black South Africans will rob you, man. Black South Africans are broke because of what happened in the past, for real. So, yeah, white people are scared of us, but we're also scared of white people. So, yeah, I was like, hey, I'm sorry to scare you. I just wanted to ask you where they are hosting the AC's Got Talent show. She was like, I don't know. And I realized, well, she's truly intimidated. So I moved back. And then when she was like far away from me, she said, oh, I think you must go this side. And then I went that side and then found the venue. If I was a bitch, I would have said, oh, that white woman is racist, this and that. But who cares? I don't think she was racist. I think she was just scared of me because I'm black, And I used to dress like a nigga. Like, I used to sag my pants, I used to dress like a rapper. There was a time when I really was like into hip hop. I'm still into hip hop, but that time I was like really into hip hop. So she was genuinely scared. So I shouldn't be a bitch and be like, yeah, she was being a racist, all that. Because sometimes people like being victims. Sometimes you just have to look at the situation like, hey, man, she's trying to protect the kids. And yes, it does happen that black people do rob white people because of what happened in the past. It's hard to find work in South Africa, so people try to do whatever they can to survive. So the lady was genuinely scared. Sometimes you just need to understand where other people are coming from, instead of, allowing yourself to be offended by, anything. Because people get offended by everything these days. I remember when Joe Rogan said nigga. In fact, I don't think Joe Rogan said nigga recently. He said nigga back then. Like, he used to say nigga a lot back then. I remember I was watching one of his stand-up comedies and he said nigga. Like, he used to get away with that. Can't believe he used to get away with that because I know how sensitive people are. But yeah, people started calling him a racist, and dude is not a racist, and we know that he's not a racist. But people like being victims. They made a big deal out of that. You're like, come on, dude. Even if he was a racist, what's really the problem? He just called black people nigger, and now you know that he's racist. He's really racist, so what? You just know that you're not gonna support him anymore because he's racist. But why do you feel like it should be a problem? I understand what happened in the past, but fuck it. Live in the moment. Live in the present. Treat life as if it's some kind of a dream. Stop worrying about things that you shouldn't worry about. People complain about things they shouldn't complain about, man. If you want to worry about something, at least worry about animals' rights, because yeah, they are being abused, you know. At least maybe you'd make people conscious, you know. At least worry about animal rights. I mean, they're really being abused, you know. At least worry about children being born into this fucked up society, because that's fucked up, you know. But stop worrying about stupid things. Life is too meaningless for you to care. That is the truth. Just live your life as if you are in a dream, because life is very similar to a dream. It's just persistent. Yeah, I do understand that if you do something today, it can affect you tomorrow. Unlike when you are in a dream, you know, you can do fucked up shit and wake up and be like, oh shit, it was all a dream. I remember I had a dream where I was catching a case. I did something fucked up. I'm not going to tell you what I did in a dream because you might judge me. It was something really fucked up. So I was catching a case. And I was scared because I knew that I was going to do like life in prison, you know. But then I woke up. It was like, oh shit, it was only just a dream. I was happy when I woke up, man. Like, damn, because I was going to do life in prison if it wasn't a dream. So I do get it that, yes, this reality is persistent. You know, if you're going to do something today, there's going to be consequences tomorrow. But people worry about things that don't even matter, you know, things that really do not matter, things that they shouldn't be worried about, things that won't actually affect their lives in a negative way. See, that's the problem, you know. It's like people want to be offended. That's something that I've realized. I came across a video on TikTok of this other lady. She was in a taxi. You're gonna hate me for this. She was in a taxi. So what she says in the video, she recorded the guy that was next to her, and she said he grabbed her ass when she entered the taxi. Like I said, you're gonna hate me for this because you'll be like, oh, that's abuse and all that. So yeah, she recorded the guy. But the guy, what the guy was saying was that I didn't like grab her ass intentionally, you know? I didn't grab her ass intentionally. She was just passing by and I was just trying to create space. And the lady was making like a big deal out of that. Like, just let it go. It's nothing. You know, you're not going to die. Like I said, you're going to hate me for this because, you know, people want to be offended by everything. You're going to feel like it's abuse, like you really grabbed the ass. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it wasn't intentional at all. Maybe, you know, the lady was just passing, because taxis are small in South Africa. Like, they're really small, so there isn't that much space. So when the lady is passing, you know, that can happen. Yeah, but look, man, people want to be offended. You know, people want to be offended. It seems like being offended actually makes them feel happy. It's like people are so bored that they're actually looking for things that are going to offend them so that they will have something to complain about. Like, they love complaining, you know. And sometimes they create stress for themselves, you know, unnecessary stress, unnecessary suffering, because they want to complain about things. They want things that do not matter to matter, you know. Someone just having an opinion can become a big deal. You know, people would even say they want that person cancelled. They're like, what? If some white dude said African people are monkeys, you know, a lot of people would be offended, especially if it's someone that's famous. You know, if Bill Gates said African people are monkeys, everyone would be offended. But really, why should they be offended? It's nothing. We know we're not monkeys. I'm just giving an example. Bill Gates didn't say that we're monkeys, but I'm just giving an example. Like, don't allow things to offend you. Be so woke that you realize that none of this shit matters. You don't have to stress. You don't have to wake up and feel depressed. The problem is that you take this reality too seriously. And it's not. It's not serious. I mean, when you look around you, do you see something that's really serious? Just the mere fact that, you know, this reality doesn't make sense, you know, should make you not take it seriously. Because it doesn't make sense. You know, there are a lot of things that are happening that are totally stupid. You know, people having babies even when they're poor. You know, it's like people are actually crazy. And this is something that I was thinking about yesterday. I was like, people are crazy and no one is talking about that. Like, people are actually crazy, like something is wrong with people. Like they don't see things the right way. There's a reason why people be religious. There's a reason why people are religious. Believing in things that really do not make sense, believing in things that they don't see. It's because people are fucking crazy, dude. And you gotta accept that people are fucking crazy. Because they are. You don't live in a world full of sane people. You live in a world full of insane people. It's just that we are so used to the madness that it's normal now. It's normal to be mad. You see, the thing is, if you are really not mad, if you are really sane, people are going to believe that you are mad. You see, I'm making a video right now. If someone saw me making this video, I'm talking about a person that's maybe going to do something that's totally stupid. Like something totally stupid. Something that is not gonna like impact the world in any way. Like just something stupid. That person will think that I'm crazy for doing this. Like, why is he recording a video? I'm going to drink, I'm going to drink, I'm going to spend my money on alcohol, and this motherfucker is just recording a video, he's fucking crazy. Something's wrong with him. We live in a world where people will judge you while they're the ones that are crazy. I'm not saying that drinking is stupid or whatever, there isn't anything that you can do in this world that is actually meaningful. Even recording videos, even helping people in general, but I do advise you to help people when you can. But what I'm trying to show you is that people are going to judge you for being sane, for doing things that actually make sense, because they are insane. That's what I'm trying to show you. We live in a world where people are insane. And it's something that a lot of people who are sane don't get, People who are rational, people who are real, people who are honest. It's hard for them to survive in a world like this because this world is full of dishonest people. This world is full of people who are not honest. This world is full of people that are fake, people that are not real. You see? So when you're too real, you're going to suffer a lot. You're going to have serious problems. But yeah, what I'm trying to show you is that this thing is too meaningless for you to care, man. This reality is too meaningless. It means nothing. There isn't anything that you can do in this world that is actually meaningful. I don't know how to make you understand what I'm saying to you, because this is deep, and if you can really understand it, it can help you a lot. Like if you really understand it, whatever you're going through, you might be stressing because you caught your wife cheating. But ask yourself this question. Why does it matter that some dude put his dick inside your wife's pussy? You might say, oh, it does matter because she's going to have a baby with him or some shit like that. Like, just let it go. It really doesn't matter. You can find another woman. She only proved to you that she doesn't love you and she isn't really worth it. She isn't really worth chasing, Like, be free, man. Stop worrying. Like, realize how small your problems are. The only problem really is really the fact that you were brought into this world without your consent. That's the only fucked up thing. But I don't know, it's not the only fucked up thing, but that's the worst thing. That's what you should at least fight against, because it is a big deal. People are brought into this reality without their consent. But other than that, don't take anything too seriously. Don't allow things to anger you to a point where your anger controls you and you do things that are irrational because of anger. Learn to just let go. Learn to not take things seriously. Some of y'all take things too seriously, There's this other guy that when I was young, because I used to drink a lot when I was young, there's this guy, whenever we went out to drink, we knew he was going to fight with someone. And we hated that because we'd have to defend him. He's our friend, so we have to defend him. Like that guy, whenever he was drunk, you would, like, if you say something that offends him a little bit, it was going to be a big deal. You step on his shoe, that's a big deal. You've dated his ex, that's a big deal. You look at him funny, that's a, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, like you stressing a lot, getting your ass whooped, putting us in trouble just because of things that really do not matter. You've convinced yourself that these things matter, you know? It matters that someone is dating your ex, it matters that someone is looking at you funny, it matters that someone stepped on your shoe. Like, it doesn't. It really doesn't matter. Let it pass, you know? Try to focus on things that you enjoy. You know, try to focus on things that you love than to focus on negativity and always causing unnecessary problems. When people try to offend you, you know, stay the fuck away from them. They're retarded. You know, people are retarded anyway, so why really give a fuck? You know, never let people offend you, man. Never let people live rent-free in your head, you know? Stay the fuck away from people. And another thing that you must realize that because this life is meaningless, you can be anything that you want to be. Literally, I don't mean that you can, you know, just become rich or whatever. That's not what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying is that you can be the vision of yourself that you want to be. You know, if you want to be a person that doesn't like really care about anything, you won't care. If you want to be a person that always speaks the truth, you can be a person that always speaks the truth. If you want to be a person that just does whatever the fuck he wants, and then you do that, you know? You're free. You don't have to care about how other people are going to look at you. You know, other people's opinions don't matter because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, it's not like people know what the heck they're doing. They're just winging it. You know, they're going to judge you. If you do something that they don't understand, they will judge you, but it doesn't mean that they know what the fuck is going on. They're not intelligent enough to understand this world. So you shouldn't worry if people judge you. Let them judge you, you know. You have to be so conscious that you do not care about things that you shouldn't care about. Because you're suffering a lot because you care. You have to realize that none of this shit matters, man. It never did, it never will. It's just like a dream. It's just a persistent dream. And life has shown you so many times that it's just a fucking dream, you know? It's just that you care too much to actually believe that it's a dream. You know, you care. You cling to things. So you feel like, it's real. It's real. Of course, every dream is real when you are in it because you'll be having an experience that is actually real. It's not like when you're dreaming, you're not having a real experience. From your perspective, the experience that you're having is real, so it is real. You know, that's what reality is. Reality is experience. So if you have a dream where you're having sex with Beyonce, you're really having sex with Beyonce. That's real. Like, you are having that experience. But yeah, we must learn not to care, you know. Let's only care about things that we should care about, things that will be able to, you know, at least explain why we care about these things, you know. If I say that I care if people are reproducing even when they know that this world ain't, you know, good, you can see that, yeah, really, people reproducing is causing a lot of harm in this world. You know, it's causing a lot of unnecessary suffering. Lots of children are being born into a world that really does not make sense, into a world that we have already ruined, and they're going to have to deal with that. This reminds me of what Eric Cartman said in this other South Park episode. It was like, I think he said something like, everything sucks. Look at all the problems that our generation is inheriting. You know, climate change, war. Yeah, I think he mentioned something like that. Cow, you know, he hates cows. So it was funny when he mentioned cow. But yeah, what I'm trying to show you is that there are things that make sense to care about, but there are things that really do not make sense to care about. Don't care about how other people look at you. And I do understand that, you know, if other people judge you, then, you know, it might affect your reputation, and then, you know, you don't get some of the things that you want. But Really, man, if you are that free, you will still find a way to be yourself and still get the things that you want, even if other people are judging you, you know? Like, don't care what other people think. I don't know how to explain to you how stupid other people are. Like, people are stupid, and I'm gonna make a video where I will actually show you how stupid humans are. Because I think most of the time when I say people are stupid, like, it's just, it sounds, it sounds familiar. Like, yeah, people are stupid, something that everyone knows. But I want to show you just how stupid people are, like how stupid humans are. You shouldn't care about other people's opinions that much, you know. Especially people who don't give a fuck about you. Especially people that want to make you suffer, you know. Because some people are only going to say things that are going to make you stress, things that are going to make you suffer unnecessarily, because that's what they want, you know. A person can comment on your looks. If that person says something negative about your looks, that person wants you to suffer. Why would you say something negative about how another person looks? You know, like, really, why would you say that out of nowhere? Just know that that person wants you to suffer. So don't give them the satisfaction. You know, be so free that you don't give a fuck about stupid people and their opinions. You know, you just live your life and understand that none of this shit means anything. It's all meaningless, you know. It's all meaningless, man. Be free and do things that actually make sense. And try to be strong. You know, try to not allow your emotions to control you. You know, people allow their emotions to control them sometimes. And I know that it's hard to be able to control your emotions. You know, it takes time. If you work on it, it's gonna take time, but you will be able to master that if that's what you really want. If you want to, like, know how to, like, really control your emotions, it's gonna take time, but you will get there. You will get there. So keep on working on that, you know, making sure that you are really that stable and you don't allow things that shouldn't like really affect you. I do understand that there are people that are facing real situations that should affect them, like being abused. You know, you live with people that are abusing you, you know, people that are making sure that things don't work out for you. Whatever you try to do, they make sure that these things don't work out for you. They're always against you. They're always trying to, like, hinder your progress. You know, that can happen. You know, so I'm not saying that we shouldn't worry about these situations. You know, it's a serious situation, but some of y'all, in fact, most of y'all are not in those kind of situations. Most of y'all are not sick. Most of y'all don't live with people that are constantly trying to make sure that you suffer and all that. You know, you're just be stressing. You know, sometimes your mind will find things to worry about. If you notice that the human mind actually does that, it's like the human mind wants to constantly be stimulated, you know. So if it's not being stimulated, then it'll find something that's gonna stimulate it in a negative way. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna find something that's gonna make you stressed, something that's gonna make you worried. So yeah, one of my advices is that you focus on things that actually stimulate your mind, things that make you think, but things that are actually positive, things that make you feel good, things that are healthy. Because if you don't focus on these things, then your mind is going to find things that are negative. Because we're addicted to, you know, getting our mind stimulated. That's how we are as humans, you know. We're put in this fucking world and we have fucked up minds that always want to find something. So, of course, if something to worry about or to stimulate itself, like, your mind always want to stimulate itself. So, yeah, of course, we're going to suffer. But that doesn't mean that we must allow that to happen, you know. Realize that none of this shit matters. None of this shit that's happening matters, you know. If someone that you love is broken up with you, it really doesn't matter. You're going to heal, you know. After healing, you'll realize that I shouldn't have even stressed, you know. There have been so many guys that wanted to kill themselves after their relationships ended, even women, but it's mostly guys, because I think the reason why most guys feel like killing themselves when their women have left them is because women, once they leave you and you are like really not feeling well, like you are really in a bad place, they don't give a fuck about you like at all. you know if a person used to care about you, you know if you're not feeling good, that person was there for you, you know and you were used to that, and you took that person as part of yourself. You felt like that person had your best interest at heart, and then they leave you and you are fucked up, like you are truly broken, and you try to call them and you try to talk to them about how you're feeling, and they don't give a fuck. They just maybe talk about the fucked up shit that you have done, or they talk about their new boyfriend. That can happen. You call your ex and she's like, yeah, I'm in a relationship and this guy is better, and at the time you really need someone to talk to because you're like really not feeling well. That can happen. So with guys do have a little bit of compassion. They sometimes they can. I mean, some guys are not that mainly. Some guys might not really like support you if you're not feeling well, if you're their ex, because they allow emotions to control them. But guys that are strong, men that are strong, will support you. There are a lot of guys that people think are mainly. Like this guy is mainly, but when you look at how they handle their relationship, you end up realizing that this is a bitch. Being mainly also has to do with being able to understand other people's situation, and being being a pillar, like being a pillar of strength for other people. It's important. You cannot date a girl and then you leave her, and then when she's not doing well, you're not like really there for her. You might not like really be fully present in her life, but sometimes when she's like truly broken, at least show her that, nah man, like I do care. I did care, or I do care, whatever. That's being a man. Don't turn into a bitch. So yeah, usually when the people that we love leave us, we feel like they are the only people that I like really important. Like these people were really meant to be in our lives. Other people ain't shit. But after healing, we end up realizing that those motherfuckers ain't shit. That's because we've just convinced ourselves that they matter, and that's the problem. And that's what I'm trying to show you, that none of this shit matters. Stop taking anything too seriously. If a breakup happens, let it happen. You're gonna heal, and you're gonna forget about what happened. It is very important that you keep on working on yourself, working on controlling your emotions. That is super important, because this reality is gonna torture you unless you learn to control your emotions. Even if you become super rich, even if things really do work out for you, if you can't control your emotions, if you are not on top of your emotions, you will still suffer like crazy. People think that having money is gonna change a lot of shit. You still find yourself stressing. People will betray you. People will be in your life because they want your money. People will steal from you. You always be stressing. You'll be afraid of going back to the bottom, stuff like that. So if you can't really control your emotions, you're fucked. So learn to control your emotions. Learn to worry less. Because most of the time, most of the things that you worry about ain't worth worrying about. You feel like they're worth worrying about when you are dealing with these things. Remember when you were a kid, there were things that you felt like you should worry about, like for real. Those things were truly like worth worrying about. But now as an adult, you're like, dude, none of that shit mattered. You felt like it mattered if other kids were laughing at you because your shoes were fucked up, because your hair was fucked up, or because you got 0 out of 100. None of that shit matters. You just feel like it matters because you've convinced yourself that it matters. If you stop convincing yourself bullshit, you'll be alright. You know? If you're not sick, if you're not being abused, you don't have like people that are trying to kill you, all this shit. Like what's there to worry about? You know, this reality is garbage. It's not worth it, man. Don't feel like you must worry about it. Don't feel like you must like change the world because you can't change it, you know. Like I said, the only thing that you should care about is not even the only thing, but like you just care about things that if you don't care about them, there's gonna be a lot of suffering that's, you know, going to happen, you know. So yeah, you should worry about, you know, people reproducing mindlessly because that leads to a lot of bad shit happening. You should worry about people abusing animals because they truly do suffer. You know, human beings suck, man. You know, they act like, you know, just because they are privileged enough to, you know, control these animals, it means that they must control these animals, and because these animals cannot stand up for themselves, you know, it's all good. Like, no, it isn't. If you don't want to suffer, then don't cause suffering. That's really important. You know, this is something that I was thinking the other day. I was like, look, if the people that are in power are abusing us in lots of different ways, why should they feel guilty if we're abusing the animals? Like, seriously, that's a very important question. Why should we feel guilty? Why should they feel guilty, I mean, if they're abusing us, if we're also abusing animals? Because we're abusing the animals that we're abusing because we feel like we are more powerful than they are. They're abusing us because they feel like they are more powerful than we are, and they are, you know. Elon Musk is more powerful than I am, you know. If people had to choose between me and Elon Musk who had to die, they would choose me to die. You know that, because I ain't shit compared to Elon. So that's something that we must understand. If we don't want the people that are more powerful than us to control us, then let's stop controlling the animals. Let's stop making their lives hard. But if we're doing that, then they have every right to treat us the way that they're treating us, you know, because that's how this world works, you know. The strong prey on the weak. That's how things have always been. So if you are really against that, then you must be against animals being tortured. If you're not against that, then you shouldn't really be having a problem with how the elite treat us, you know. Another thing that I was thinking is that if vampires really existed and they were killing us, will they be wrong? You know, I know human beings are so fucking delusional that they will believe that they're so like special, that the vampires are evil for eating them, you know. So fucking delusional, because they will not be realizing that they are fucking killing these animals and eating them. They will be doing the same things that vampires will be doing, but because they're so fucking delusional, they will feel like they don't deserve to be eaten like that. They'll think that vampires are demons, you know, they come from hell and all that. It's like, you know, what Gnostics believe. Gnostics believe that in this world there are archons that want our energy, you know. They feed off our energy. Like when we are angry, yeah, they want us to be angry because we release a lot of energy that they want. So they feed off negative emotions and all that. How can you say they are evil if you are also killing animals and eating them? You are literally doing the same things that these fucking archons be doing. So they're not evil. If they're evil, you're evil. You see? You're just fucking retarded, man. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you're just fucking retarded. Because we need to evolve and see things as they really are. One thing that I hate is when people don't see the truth. Like, see the truth. If you are evil, you must be able to see that I'm evil. You know, I'm not better than the people that I'm against if I'm not better than those people. It is important that you realize that. So the Archons will be doing the same things that we'll be doing as well, and we'll be complaining. Of course, we would need to free ourselves the same way that animals would need to free themselves, you know. It is very important that we see the truth and not allow ourselves to feel like victims, you know, because most people feel like victims even when they're not victims, you know. They feel like victims because they choose to feel like victims, and because they choose to be offended by things that shouldn't offend them. They choose to be offended by things that ain't really offensive. There are things that offend some people that do not offend you at all, because these things are not offensive, you know. There are things that offend you that do not offend some people, because those things are not offensive. You just feel like they are because of how you've been programmed, or how life has programmed you, how life has taught you to think, how life has taught you to view reality. So you need to break your mind and fix it. In this fixing, you know, people are not viewing this reality the way that they should be viewing it. You know, it is that important that we view this reality the way that we should view it. And that's the only way that we'll be able to evolve and I don't know, become better visions of ourselves and alleviate our own suffering, you know. It is the only way. And we should really realize that nothing really matters, because that is the truth. Forget him, Johnny. Yeah, that is the truth. Nothing matters. We should allow ourselves to be free, you know. There's this YouTube channel that I've suggested that you should watch. The name of the channel is Untainted Afro. One thing that I like about this lady is that she does what she wants, you know. She doesn't care about how other people look at her, you know. She doesn't care about being judged. She's able to dance in the street alone, and people just look at her because they're not that free, so they judge her sometimes, you know, because people are fucking idiots. But she's so free. She doesn't care what other people think. She does what she wants, and she understands how important it is that she just does what she wants and live her life. And yeah, that's what's really important, you know. It's important that you become yourself. You become your best self, and you become your best self by not allowing negative emotions to control you and stuff like that, you know, by allowing yourself to become more and more free. I feel like I have not reached my final form yet, because I still do, I don't know, sometimes allow negative emotions to control me. Sometimes I'm doing better than most people, because people be cowards, but I'm not like really a coward, you know. But I think that I will be truly powerful when I reach my final form, where I won't really be controlled by negative emotion. I'm gonna be like Frieza when he reached his final form. This reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Z. They like that 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 concept a lot. Like people always leveling up, or aliens always leveling up, because it was only aliens that were able to do that. Humans weren't shit in Dragon Balls. But yeah, man, it's imperative that we keep on working on ourselves. We keep on working on how we feel. We mustn't worry a lot about changing the world. We must worry a lot about changing ourselves. We must worry a lot about evolving and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Becoming the best that we can be is the only way that we can free ourselves. It's the only way that we can alleviate our own suffering. If we don't do that, then I don't know, we're going to continue to suffer and stress about things that we shouldn't be stressing about. There have been so many people that have been killed in this world because they allowed shit that is not important to affect them. There's this other video that I watched some few months back. It was a video of some dude that was offended. This guy was a cop. He got offended by his friend, who was also a cop. The guy tried his best to avoid this guy that was offended, because he didn't want to fight. But that guy, because he was so offended, I think he was holding a gun. And the guy that was not like really offended felt threatened, so he shot him. There have been so many people that died because of shit that really does not matter. And I don't think they were fighting over something that really made sense, Most of the time when people get killed, they get killed for nothing, It's like Tupac. Tupac got killed because they wanted him dead for real. But look at the guy, Takeoff, the guy from Migos, Takeoff. He got shot over a dice game. I think it was a dice game, something like that. I'm not really sure. How fucked up is that? So a nigga loses his life because of some stupid argument. And that was not even his fault, because dude was chilled. Like dude was chilled. He wasn't. It was Quavo that was fighting with the other niggas, I think. But yeah, man, realize how meaningless everything is and stop stressing about things that really do not matter. Stop worrying about things that really do not matter. That's the only way that you can set yourself free. This reality is torturing you because you're not setting yourself free. Yes, there are things that we go through, things that we deal with that make us suffer, and we can't really escape our suffering because these things are actually real. Like the examples that I gave you, of being abused by a person that you live with, maybe like, I don't know, being like really sick, or being in physical pain, like getting injured and all that shit. But most of the time we suffer because we feel like there are things that actually matter in this world. We take some things way too seriously, and because of that we find ourselves suffering. So I'm saying let's evolve. Let's evolve. And I'm not really sure if we were meant to evolve, but I think we're conscious. Like, because we're conscious, we can figure out ways to truly evolve. And be able to truly control ourselves, control our emotions, because we are conscious. That's what makes us different from a lot of other animals, you know. I remember I've told you guys that when I was young, I couldn't control my anger. I actually do believe that I'm bipolar, because when I was young, I really couldn't control my anger. I'll get angry and punch a tree, scratch my face. I'll throw away whatever I'll be holding. Like if I'm holding a cell phone like this and I'm like really angry, I'll smash it against the floor. It's just really fucked up. I've done that multiple times, and it was so fucked up because I will tell myself sometimes that, yo, man, I'm not gonna allow my anger to control me. I'm not gonna allow my anger to control me. I'm no longer gonna fuck shit up when I'm angry. Now I got it. No matter what happens, I'm not gonna allow it to control how I feel or to control me. But then it would still happen. So I had to do a lot of work. So I do think that I'm bipolar, but the thing is, no one ever like really sees me like angry, like, I mean, I do get angry, but I mean like really angry. Like you see that, hey, this person can do something really fucked up. Like I really know how to control my emotions, but it took a lot of work. I had to reach higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of understanding, learn to express myself better, learn to see things as they really are, learn to understand that I am part of this matrix, and fucked up shit, does happen in this matrix, and there isn't much I can do about it. I should just make sure that I don't procreate, don't bring anyone else into this shit, because that's what's truly fucked up. You can't bring another person into this garbage. I've decided that, yeah, I will deal with it. I will deal with the challenges that comes with being here, but I'm not going to subject anyone to this, and that's beautiful. I was brought here because people didn't understand just how fucked up this world is. That's the thing. Like, they didn't understand how fucked up this world is, but I do, and that's beautiful. The fact that I became conscious enough to understand how fucked up this world is, that's really good. That's really beautiful. That's why I love internationalists, man. They are so woke. That's why I've been saying that antinatalism is truly the final truth. There's no other solution to the problems that we're facing as people. Even if you reach higher levels of consciousness where you are able to like alleviate your own suffering, you're able to control your emotions, you're still part of this matrix. At the end of the day, you're still part of this matrix, and you will still deal with bullshit. At the end of the day, it is just a fucked up reality. That is the truth. It's like a bad dream, bro. It's like a fucked up simulation. It's something like that. So as we evolve, we must realize that something is not right with this reality. I know I something. I mean, even in Moto being was simile. No. Amati manyondozi. Oh, ngumsama we. Oh, that's why ngati one. Okay. Mbam kaingwa. Wakaduna gush mudana rufeva ngofu ndisa baziswona so. Antarchega sugurungwa. Alright. Ano wa kudirekodele nyano sungwanya. Mere? So chinalis. Yeah, so Yeah, man. Let's keep on evolving. Let's keep on understanding the truth about this reality. I remember I had a conversation with someone on Instagram, and they asked me if I had a chance to prolong my life, will I prolong it if I had the option to exit? And I said yes. If, for example, I was supposed to die tomorrow, and then uh, I was told that, yo, man, yeah, you're supposed to die tomorrow. You can die a peaceful death tomorrow, but you can also you can live longer with the option to exit at any time. I would choose that. I would choose to live longer and exit at any time, and here's why. There are so many things about this reality that I don't understand, that I think I should understand. If, for example, this is a simulation and when you die, you come back, maybe by living longer, I will actually realize that and figure out how to not come back to this matrix. You see? Maybe I would realize how to not come back to this matrix. Because it is important that we figure out how to not come back if we keep on coming back. Who knows? If it's a simulation and we come back when we die, then yeah, it will be important to realize to figure out how not to come back. You don't want to be trapped here forever. But yeah, anything is possible. We still haven't really figured out what this is. What I do believe is that consciousness is fundamental, but there are a lot of things that I know I do not understand. I don't understand if there are beings that are controlling things that are happening in this reality. I don't know if there are people that really know what's going on, and yeah, they are controlling everything. It does feel like we are hostages here when you really think about it. The fact that people don't, like people in many countries don't even have a right to exit, and even in countries where they have a right to exit, it's not easy. It's like you have to, I don't know, see a doctor, and that person is going to be the one that actually decides whether you qualify or not, which is like totally stupid, because no one really understands you and how you view reality and what you're going through like that. Like you can't really understand what another person is going through. I don't know how it's like for you to feel a certain way. I don't know how it's like for you to feel anger. How do I know that the anger that I feel is the same anger that you feel? How do I know that my yellow is your yellow? You know what I mean? I don't know what it's like to be you. They call that the problem of other minds, more like solipsism. I don't even know if other people are conscious. It's crazy. But yeah, it is important that we question our own reality and allow ourselves to keep on evoluting, like Extentation would say, evolute, evolve. I think you become powerful when you reach high levels of consciousness. You learn how to control your emotions. You learn how to, live. Like how should you even live your life? Some people don't even know how to live, man. They'll be fucking shit up everywhere they go because they don't know how to live. So the more you get to know what is going on, the more you evolve. Yeah, like becoming an internationalist, for example, is knowing how to live. You realize that we're causing a lot of suffering by bringing people into these hellish realm. So like it's not important. It's not that it's not, but it is not important. But I mean, it's not worth it to bring people here. It's not worth the suffering. It's not worth the pain that people have to endure when they incarnate in this reality. Thank you guys. I hope I made a lot of sense, because I was a bit distracted today. But yeah, thank you, guys.